Sucks nuts.
Sucks nuts.
Welcome to the Nuggcast, the only weekly game podcast that gives you a degree in cool.
Horrible.
My name is Rowan.
I'm Micah.
I'm Georgia.
And I'm Ryan.
So today we're talking about emulation.
For those who do not know, an emulator is just a piece of software used to emulate a system, to let you play games from consoles you may not have on your computer.
Yeah, like you can play a 3DS game on your PC.
Yeah, like pretty much usually it's usually for the PC, you get them for Android as well, some iPhone. Pretty much playing games for a thing that's not meant to be played on your thing.
If you play Pokemon Emerald on your phone.
And yeah, we'll specifically be going into the morality of emulators today.
And the legality.
And the legality.
And all the alities of emulators today.
So straight up, emulators are not illegal. The only thing that's illegal is downloading ROMs, which obviously emulators are useless without ROMs.
Yeah, the ROMs that have copyrighted
Well,
games.
yeah,
and
copyrighted
such.
ROMs. You can obviously create your own ROMs. ROMs
But
for
why?
ROMs, for people that don't know, are the read-only memory, the thing that is stored on the actual game cart is the ROM.
Generally, cartridges use ROMs, discs use ISOs.
Yes. But it's generally people will say, oh, it's a ROM because it's...
It's just, yeah.
But then they'd be wrong.
I'm going to keep that in just to spite you.
Yeah, but
I don't know about the legality, but the controls on emulators suck.
Anyone that uses an emulator without plugging a controller,
Suck.
natural selection will get you.
Especially like emulators on phones. Like, it's virtual controls are the worst thing.
how
Yeah.
can you plug a controller into a phone?
You can.
Yeah,
You can actually get ones, I really want to get it, it's like built around the phone, so it's a case that you
that's
like
cool.
snap in and
That's
you can...
cool.
Yeah.
I use a PS3 controller with a little attachment that lets it stick to my phone.
Isn't that shaky?
Oh yeah, I stopped using it after a bit.
Just snaps off inside your phone.
And I used to be really into emulation, that's what really got me into retro games.
Well, it's like one of the only ways to play most games.
Well yeah, literally most games ever can be emulated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, it's super illegal unless you are using it for educational purposes. That's the only way that you can get away with using a ROM.
How flexible is the educational purpose?
You need to be a teacher providing it for students.
Okay.
The thing is that this kind of stuff almost never gets taken to
Oh,
court.
yeah.
If not, never gets taken to court. There isn't really
Like,
much precedent
If
for
you
it.
download a
Right.
ROM
So-
off one of them sites, you're not. The police aren't going to come knocking on your door.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like piracy. The police aren't going to come knocking at your door. It's even less than that because they don't put out things that have trackers on them so that they can
Yeah.
find out if you've been downloading
But just so
from these
you know,
things.
it is illegal.
Yeah. If somebody for some reason ever got called out for this, which is there was a big thing about piracy a while ago where they actually, to make an example of people, they actually just went to some people and they were like, "We're suing you." I think it was Universal. It might have been, or Sony.
Yes.
I think I remember it being Sony.
Like, it could be a problem for people who are trying to play ROMs on a network, at work or something, so that
Yeah.
might get you in trouble. So
Yeah,
don't
that's
do
right.
it.
But probably mostly with your work more than
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
But
But that's why they would shy against it.
I mean, a lot of the legality is kind of like
It's just copyright.
Well, yeah, a lot of companies go out of their way to have virtual consoles and stuff, so they can be like, "Well, just give us money instead of illegally downloading it." Like, there's a shitload of PS2 games on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, well, that sort of branches into
and Nintendo
to
does it a
the
lot.
morality. My opinion on it is, I don't think that it's right. I don't think it's right to pirate games, so I don't think it's right for you to get a ROM, which is still piracy, if it is available to you on a modern console.
Right. So
I tend to agree with that.
if
mostly.
you don't have the console that would have the virtual console on it,
I think
but you can
I think
download
it's
a
not
ROM.
right.
That's like the same to me as I tend to I believe if a game is old enough,
Yeah,
you need to stop milking it.
yeah.
I
So-
don't really care that much about the morality of it because, I mean, unless it's a small baby indie developer company that, didn't really make any of the SNES games that people care about, then I'm just going to be like, they have money. Nintendo's not going to crash just because I got me some Mega Mans.
Well, they're not, but then if everybody does. And my biggest thing is if you don't show support, if you don't vote with your money, and show support that, like, hey, I do want more emulators on the 3DS or whatever, they're not going to make anymore, and then you won't get to see your old little games in a fun little portable way.
Yeah.
So the question that I suppose I have is, where do you guys draw the line? So what do you think is the point where it's like, okay, it's okay to pirate these games, but it's okay to have ROMs and play emulators of these games, but not these games?
Mine personally stops at PS2.
For me, it's PS2 as well, which is pretty much the high. Yeah, like they don't really have PS3 and Xbox One emulators that work well anyway.
Well, yeah.
But I wouldn't be using them if they were. Did I say PS3 and Xbox One?
Xbox 360. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You didn't say 360. Yeah.
No, I think that mine is very much zero tolerance. I don't think you should do it
What if it's
all the way
unless,
back to the
if it's not available anywhere,
like,
then it's
unless
fine.
it is unavailable in any other way. Like, I know there are a lot of games that are not on the Nintendo eStore, for example. So you can't get them any other way.
Do you do
the
the
interesting thing about that is because Nintendo's trying to like ever expand that library.
Yeah.
Like, do you think it's morally okay that they're going to be bringing it out sooner or later, or is it no? I want to play this now unless I can get it.
Well,
now,
yeah,
it's not
I
okay.
would think that it would be a thing of like right now, because I don't know. I don't work at Nintendo. I don't know what they're bringing out.
Yeah.
But I think that if I wanted to play it and it came out, I would probably buy it.
No. So, for example, if it isn't out and it isn't like announced to come out, and then you
And I
download
wanted
it
to
a
play
ROM,
it, yeah, then I would download it.
and then it came out, would you delete the ROM?
I would probably have deleted the ROM after I beat the game. Which
What
is
if you
I
didn't?
do.
What if you didn't finish the game? Like you got Earthbound, like that's obviously on a virtual
Yeah.
console. But if it weren't, got Earthbound, got invested in like the characters and the story, got
Well, for
toward
me,
the end,
it's
and
like
then it came
maybe
out.
Kirby's Dream Land. I actually did have a ROM of it, but it is on the Nintendo eShop.
Mm.
So that is, yeah, gonna buy Kirby's Dream Land.
No,
Because
okay.
I haven't continued
Yeah,
to play it.
like-
But I think that's maybe just like I just haven't had time to play it more than me being morally against it.
So, for example, if someone doesn't have the money right now but wants to play the game, and then downloads the ROM, and then buys the game later, morally,
I'm
where
not
would
gonna-
that stand
I'm
for you
not
guys?
gonna judge people, but like morally, I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
I think that playing games is a hobby, and if you can't afford to, for instance, in other hobbies, like if you can't afford to get this new model kit that you want to make to build your little model ship, you're not gonna go steal it. Like you can't.
To bring up a counter argument to that, what if it's like, I can't afford this, so I'm going to go 3D print it?
That's
What would you-
wrong.
That would be wrong?
Yeah.
What if it wasn't available in the country that you're in? So you can't get
If
this
it's-
model kit in Australia, you can only get it overseas? Is it
No,
morally okay
I
to
think
3D
that's wrong.
print?
If it wasn't if it was they're no longer making that model kit and somebody 3D prints it, that's fine.
I think if someone makes and designs it themselves and 3D prints it,
Oh
then
yeah,
that's
that
just
would be cool.
that's just a knockoff.
Oh,
People
but yeah.
probably
Yeah,
do
like
that.
as long as they don't sell it,
Mm.
I think that's.
I
Oh,
think
no,
even
that's-
if they make their
Well, if it's
own
like
and sell
exactly
it,
the same as another model kit, though.
if it's out of run, then
I mean, you're allowed to 3D print whatever the hell you want as long as you don't sell it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, because some people like 3D print things and then just put up the schematics kind of thing for it online, and you just download it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of
Print
people
whatever
sell
you
the
want.
schematics as well.
Well, yeah, they
a
do
problem
sell
with
it.
kits is a lot of them are based off historical ships and stuff, so
Mm.
it's kind of hard to copyright that.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to emulation.
Yeah. What do you?
Was I
You
gonna
didn't have
say-
anything to say.
I did not. No, I have
So-
too many things to say. I can't.
So this is a little bit, I've been trawling through to find some information about the legality, and one of the big things that has just a massive legal page about it is Nintendo, because they're obviously very passionate about it. And one of the quotes from that is that the introduction of emulators created to illegally play copied Nintendo software represents the greatest threat to date to the intellectual property rights of video game developers.
Whoa.
Wait,
that's
so what? That
bullshit.
was
That
a
is
lot of
such
words.
big talk.
From Nintendo,
That's,
it's just Nintendo saying, emulators are the worst thing that's ever happened to us.
Ever.
Oh, that is so
That's
so
the-
dramatic.
It's so dramatic.
Do you know what's the worst thing that ever happened to Nintendo? Nintendo.
The Wii U.
The Wii U was-
Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy did not hurt them as much as the Wii U.
know.
Yeah, it's
You do get a Virtual Boy emulator, I'm pretty sure.
it's very much over the top. Like they're
I mean, it's just a company covering their bases, so if they did want
Yes.
to pursue someone legally, they could, because they have that.
yeah. Well, that's exactly right. And there's some information that they've given on their website, which this is according to Nintendo. This is the law, but obviously
It's a little biased.
it's a little bit biased. So so basically they've said that ROMs are illegal. They infringe copyright even if the game is no longer being sold. Misinformation in owning ROMs is that it is illegal even if you own a physical copy. So if you bought a copy of Ocarina of Time, it doesn't give you the right to be able to pirate it.
Yeah, well, that's something interesting for me, because I did pirate The Sims 2 because I own every single expansion of The Sims 2, but I can't get my discs in my computer anymore. So
And that's there's apparently it's a big piece of misinformation. This is according to Nintendo's legal section.
I
so
strongly disagree with that.
I believe, like, even though it's illegal to, I don't think, even though it's illegal to emulate a game, I feel like no one can, in the right mind, can argue that you should not be allowed to download a game that you own.
Yeah, I did that with Spore, I think, which
Yeah.
isn't the greatest game, but I like it. It's a tangent.
Yeah,
but-
like there's no way you can't actually buy Sims 2 anymore, but
yeah.
there's no way that I would pour all the money into buy Sims 3 again.
Yeah,
Ooh, if I didn't have digital copies of that. That's like hundreds and hundreds of dollars that I spent. And I actually bought the base game of The Sims 2 twice. So shelled out $90 just because I lost the disc and I was like 14-ish.
So in the legal section, Nintendo was also asked, how come Nintendo doesn't take steps to legitimize emulators? Which I thought that was like a really good question. Well, yeah, they are. But
That's not fair to say. They definitely
this is their answer to the question. Nintendo considers it condoning piracy.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they're legitimizing emulators,
So
they're
clearly-
saying they're condoning piracy?
Clearly somebody
Okay.
wrote that and they don't actually understand.
Yeah, I don't
Anything.
think they understood the
Just
question.
some like law student wrote that.
Without, like, ROM sites and emulation, they wouldn't have been able to make the NES Mini,
Yeah.
because, like, half of those were ROMs they had to download again because they didn't keep copies.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. I think emulators and ROMs definitely also showed, like, the makers of virtual consoles that people do want to play the
Yeah.
old games, and they don't want to have, like, oh man, the PS2 is discontinued, guess I'm doing illegal stuff. And they're like, no, we'll do this for you. Go ahead,
Yeah.
make more money, baby.
So
They give us the back catalog.
Yeah, it's like good customer service, but also it's a good business plan to just be like, I'm going to make money because people want a thing.
For a company that claims to care so much about the back catalog, they really don't want people to play the older games. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
this is a $15 ROM.
Mm.
Like, if I can buy that, there are some games on the virtual console I could buy physically, including shipping, and get cheaper than the actual ROM itself.
I don't look on the Wii U or anything because I don't have one anymore. Like on the 3DS, they're more like $10 maximum, from what I've seen.
Yeah, I know it's still like
But I
a
guess
lot
that's the
for
difference,
something
'cause, yeah.
That's 100% profit pretty much.
Yeah, but I think it's fine because it's like I may have never owned that game before, and I'm still getting a game, and like especially if it's a game that I've played before though, like Kirby's Dream Land, I'm like, yes, I will spend money on this game because I know I love it.
Another positive thing about emulation is there's actually some games have actually gained a cult following because people have been able to play it again without owning the system. Conker's Bad Fur Day is a really good example. That didn't pick up until emulators, and people were like, oh, this is a really good Rareware game, but it was hard to get because it wasn't advertised very well.
And it
was
had
a
a sneaky
R18 rating,
Yeah.
even though it was disguised as a kid's game.
That brings us to another topic though: is it morally bad to play a game on an emulator when it's gotten a remake? Because like
Yes, I
Conker's
think
Bad
that
Fur
it
Day.
is.
But what if it was like with Conker's Bad Fur Day, where
The remake is bad.
the remake was heavily censored and shit?
I think that remakes should bring something new to the table. For instance, Wind Waker HD. I have that game. It's very fun, and they incorporated something that I feel as if, like, for instance, I have A Link to the Past on the Virtual Console. In Wind Waker HD, they have this thing where on the gamepad you don't have to pause to get into
Your
your bag. You can just like do inventory stuff on the gamepad. Super useful.
Yeah.
I think that if they had done that for Link to the Past, then that like I think developers should be adding more effort into like bringing the games into the now instead of just slapping them down and be like, do your best.
Hard to do it for a Link to the Past.
Yeah, well, definitely. I'm just saying, like, they're just reselling ROMs. Like, all they're doing is just selling ROMs instead of like making it their own and like bringing something new to the table, which they don't have to do. Definitely would be better to put your money into.
I'm not sure where I stand on that because when I buy a old game, I want it to be how I remember, and I don't like the changes. But I don't know, like the changes. Like in the Wind Waker, that's great.
Yeah.
So
Well, all I'm saying
ROMs
is,
are honestly affecting the sales of a remake, then it's not a good remake. Like
exactly. Well, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, if they're selling a ROM that you can get for free, people are just gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna get that for free because like a lot of people do it anyway. It's a whole conformity thing. If they're selling a ROM that's actually different from the free version, then it's like there's a reason to do it. So I don't think they're putting enough effort into it.
Well, I think that is the problem. Is it's illegal for you to be getting that, and that is still Nintendo's property. So they're like, hey, we're giving this to you. We're making it available for you. Please don't do it legally.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's their biggest fear is they're like, they will just get it for free, and that's why they're so against the word emulator.
Yeah.
Because that's just how they feel. They're just like, hey, give us your money. But I think it's their right to ask for money.
It isn't like, in terms of morally and business wise, everything that they do with the virtual consoles and stuff, I think that's fine. That's good. That's a good business decision. I just think that people don't really give a shit if they're like, oh, no, because it's free. Free. Super easy. It's not like you don't get a lot of malware. You get malware from fucking pirating things. You don't really go through a lot of risk to get a ROM. A ROM, like, there are very good websites, a lot of websites that ask for donations.
They ask for those, but...
Yeah, but
I'm not whitelisting them.
I just think that, I don't know, they don't have to put effort into it, but that definitely should be something that they would do to be like, it would just be better.
But do you think it is a thing that people should support the people that are putting work into cataloguing these ROMs for you? Do you think you should pay them?
I think it's important to even just have an archive of video game history.
Yeah.
I agree, but
it's people
should we be paying those people that are technically just enabling
I mean, that's like paying someone who edits a Wikipedia page.
I feel like I honestly think that
Wikipedia hosts all their servers, so.
Yeah.
Because there's a thing with a lot of other forms of medium, like especially movies, books, everything. A lot of that stuff is archived, but games are not at all. Even with the SNES Mini, the Nintendo had to go back and get ROMs because they didn't have old copies of the games.
Yeah,
the SNES Mini. The SNES Mini.
The NES Mini. Jeez. Look.
That was like a simple mix-up. You gotta lose your temper, boy. That's a little grumpy.
I'm doing this for the fans that's get mad at him. I would love a SNES Mini.
For the fans.
The fans doesn't get mad at him. Now I'm gonna get mad at your English.
I personally definitely believe that emulation sites are a good service that doesn't harm, that has minimal harm to anyone.
I agree that
I think they're a good service. I don't think they deserve donations.
I believe if
they deserve AdSense at most.
I believe if you make a good product that helps people, you deserve money. I like the way...
Do you believe that it is their product, though?
The website's their product, and the way they catalog it is.
So, I'm going to make an interesting comparison here. Those websites, how are they any different from selling a pre-owned game? Say, EB Games. Why is EB Games more morally correct for selling a pre-owned game?
Because at one point, the game was paid for.
Pre-owned games.
At one point, the ROM was paid for.
No, most ROMs come from illegal.
Well, you have to copy them off.
You come from inside sources.
No.
Yeah.
You
most
literally
ROMs come from copying off the thing.
Yeah, you plug in.
That is what I read when I did my research. That most come from an inside people.
Well, yeah, but ROMs come from copying it off of one thing and turning it into many things. Pre-owned games are turning one thing into the one thing again.
Pre-owned games are
Like, it's not comparable. Again, I don't have anything against ROMs. I just don't think it's really that comparable.
With ROMs, I believe ROMs don't make publishers lose money, but pre-owned games actively do. That's the point of pre-owned games.
Yeah, well, I think it's the same, but pre-owned games are a little less harm.
I specifically think they're significantly more harmful because pre-owned games are recent games that are still being sold. So it's like, oh, hey, let's sell this game the same copy of this game 4 times, and the publisher only gets money for one of them.
That's fair, but I think it's the same thing that, you know, a ROM, if the ROM is available, that is. Keep in mind, all of this for me is if it is available on some sort of virtual way or whatever,
But with pre-owned,
it is still hurting them because, you know, there it is.
I think it's hard to argue that. Oh, sorry.
To be fair, is it hurting them? Because they're selling for $15. So for a NES game, you're looking at anywhere between $5 to $15.
Okay. Let's just go with one that I know the actual price of, which is Kirby's Dream Land. It's $8.99.
$8.99. Okay.
It might be $7.99.
$8.99 US. Are we getting that ocean tax?
Australian.
Okay. Yeah.
$8.99 for like a 2-hour game. That's 20 years old. 30 years. Is Dreamland NES?
How much did it cost when it first came out?
It's Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I received one.
Get your shit together.
Fuck you.
I hope when I played on Game Boy Color, was that a remake?
All I know is that I have a virtual console Kirby game. It's the one that has Nightmare in the name. I think it's Nightmare in Dreamland.
Think of Kirby's Adventure. That's not the one I was thinking about.
That is a Game Boy Advanced game that we were just shown.
Game Boy Color.
Oh, Game Boy Color. Okay.
Yeah,
if it was Game Boy Advance, I was going to say a lot of Game Boy Advance games were remakes of NES and SNES games.
That's
ports.
Well, ports.
Well, yeah. There's also like
the third search when I search Kirby's Dreamland is Kirby's Dreamland wrong.
like Twilight Princess came out on the GameCube, got ported to the Wii U, to the Wii, and then got made again on the Wii U. So like they clearly understand when people want something, and they are willing to milk a game for money. So I think that's just continuing to milk the game for money because they can.
Yes.
I just looked it up. Kirby's Dreamland is actually $5.
US?
Australian.
Oh, okay.
$3.99.
I still feel like that's way too much.
Yeah, I personally believe it would be a good service if all the ROMs were at like $1 or $2.
Yeah.
There are some that are
then
okay.
people, yeah, but good ones.
I think $5 and less is pretty.
Because then people would actually
fair.
buy them.
Well,
to be fair, Nintendo is putting in almost no effort to put these on their console.
Exactly.
But that
Still
doesn't matter.
earning,
It is
like,
their property.
Like, it is their property, that's right. But it's also the thing that I can go and I can get a pre-owned PS3 game for less than I can get an NES game.
Yes, but
And
you're
that's
supporting...
in the physical box.
Yes, but you're purely supporting GameStop. They're not showing your work to the
No, I know.
developers.
No, yeah, he's not saying it as a positive thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying that as a positive thing.
Well, I just think that $5 Australian is enough money. It's good. It's
I
fine.
think if it were less than $5, then it would just be a bad business decision.
Well, there are some that are less than $5. I wouldn't consider them good games. It's like Tetris and stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, buddy. Too fair, there's Tetris on everything.
Yeah.
An interesting thing is because some people believe that some of the older games, like just really old, like Atari games, their copyright has expired. That's completely not true. 75 years is for the copyright to expire.
Yeah, and it's been 40 max.
Yeah, 40 max, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's apparently some common misinformation that's spread.
Atari games, specifically ones that you can't get pretty much anywhere except for some clone consoles.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about Atari emulation?
Fuck 'em.
If they're not available any other way, go ahead.
So the thing is that Atari actually provides, on the Atari website, you can emulate a lot of Atari
then
games.
Atari's
Not all,
like,
but a
go
lot
ahead.
of Atari games. Yeah. The thing about that is, I don't know if they earn AdSense from that. If they earn
do.
AdSense, is it wrong for you to download it when it's so easily accessible? That's probably an interesting
There are a lot of
thing
like
to think
Atari
about.
collection games where it's like 109 classic retro games in one you can play right now on your PS3 console system.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And it's like, you know, I think every company wants to milk it as much as they can.
There's one thing that's still getting me though is because we know it's illegal, which I don't care about. I'm a rebel edgy teen. But if since ROMs are illegal, why are there so many like arcade cabinets with built-in emulators, cocktail tables with built-in emulators? Why do none of those get in trouble legally? Because I know those are very popular in Australia.
Because nobody cares, really. Except Nintendo, nobody cares, and they can't find them.
Yeah, they don't get a ridiculous amount of money either. That's it's like 50 cents a piece I'm packing.
Yeah, they would
I'm
spend
talking
more
about
money.
you can buy the entire thing with a bunch of emulators built in, and it's like they sell for like
up there.
yeah, they sell for like a couple of thousand.
To crack down on, I guess.
Yeah, I think that, and also it would be more expensive to persecute someone for it than they would get money out of
there
it.
are more people, there are many more people downloading ROMs that are easier to track down than there are people selling arcade cabinets that are harder to track down, so it's just kind of like a...
Websites providing ROMs for individuals is their main concern, because those individuals could be buying the 3DS or Wii U version. So I think that's their main concern, rather than businesses that are using it.
Do you want to each go around and do like a closing thoughts kind of thing?
I give emulators a 5 out of 6 chicken nuggets.
Yeah, I thought I was going to do that as a joke. Yeah.
I personally believe that emulation is not harmful, and I personally believe that it's actually helps the video game industry with archival of old games, letting people experience the history of gaming, and I believe it has a very, very minimal negative effect on publishers in general.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll pirate a AAA game. Don't give a fuck if it's a indie game. Then I'm probably just gonna buy it. And when it comes to emulators, it's kind of the same. Like, I think I'm more likely to emulate something the older it is. I don't know why. I don't think that changes a whole lot, but it feels better to do. Like, I won't emulate a PS3 game, even if I could.
Yeah, I was gonna say you kind of can't.
For me, it is definitely a very strict line of, if it is available somewhere on a console, I will not emulate it, because I think that it is wrong, and contrary to Rowan, that it is harmful, not in the financial sense for developers, especially such as Nintendo, but it is harmful because you do vote with your money, and they are seeing less interest in their stats for older games, so they're less likely to bring out games that are more inspired by that. So so I won't do it. And I don't think other people should, but that's, live your life.
My opinion is that if a game has been released for a virtual console, you should get it there. You shouldn't pirate it. You shouldn't get ROMs of it. I can understand why people do, but for me personally, it's, I kind of draw the line at pretty much where emulation is at the moment, which is at GameCube, PS2 kind of levels. So that's kind of where it is at the moment, and that's also coincidentally about where I draw the line. There's no games that have been released from there. I don't know if they're going to be doing any remakes anytime soon, but if you want to buy a physical copy of a GameCube game, it costs $60, and none of that money goes to the developer. So I'm like, well, screw that. I'm the same. Yeah, I'm just gonna go and pirate it or get ROMs.
Yeah, like in 5 years, I'll be fine with emulating a PS3 game, if I can.
Speaking of emulation, next week, Game of the Week for Game Club
We've already announced.
Game of the Fortnight.
We have not spoken about it.
Are we changing it to
did we
Game
not
of...
announce it? Yes, last week.
No, we did.
We're doing it
but
again.
Jordan wants to bring it up.
Are we
again.
changing it? Are we changing it to Game of the Fortnight? Because that's what it is.
Oh, we should call it Game Club.
Bi-weekly video games.
Game 4.
That's the name.
Bisexual video games. I like it.
The club, formerly known as the Weekly Game Club, has officially been changed to Game Fort, a fortnightly gaming club.
Woo!
Next week we will be playing and perhaps emulating Wind Waker.
The Legend of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda,
The Wind Waker.
I'm sorry, the
It's the Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Zelda
Guys.
is the girl, Rowan.
Okay, I made a mistake.
The Wind Waker. The news. Let's talk about it.
So, Jeff Kaplan, the lead designer in Overwatch, came out and said, hero number 24 is not who you think it is.
It's not Doomfist.
Yes,
She's
so
not Doomfist.
the reigning opinion is Doomfist, and so that's obviously they know that, and so they're like, yeah, it's not Doomfist.
I think anybody who thought that Doomfist was coming next is stupid because they haven't recorded with Terry Crews.
Well, I was
yet.
gonna say, like, I
Wow.
think the reason they delayed it because I was like, we got to get Terry Crews for
Like
it.
they
Oh,
have
yeah.
to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
they
like,
don't,
I
then
think
they
they
just
would have had like all the lines and stuff. I think they had
But
it
not
ready.
with Terry
But
Crews.
yeah, but not with Terry Crews. They're like, oh, screw you, you're out of the job. Whoever recorded
I'm
it
sure
previously.
Yeah, I think they have maps and characters in advance, so
Yeah.
they'll probably just switched Effie
Yeah.
and Doomfist.
Yeah. So people that don't know, Terry Crews recorded his own video
Audition. It's
video
an audition.
Yeah.
and The Rock also said, yes, please
Yes.
do this for the fans, Terry Crews, which is a
Yeah.
really cool thing.
Promoted by The Rock.
Mm.
What else?
Yeah, if The Rock promotes something, it has to happen. That's
Yeah.
like the law.
It
Do
is.
we need to make a Photoshop Rock seal of approval?
I'm sure it's out there.
Oh, can our podcast have the Rock seal of approval?
So after they announced
He
that
would-
it's
he would
not
like
who you think it will be, they announced a new character for Overwatch. They didn't specifically say this person will be the hero, but they did announce this person as a character. So her name is Effie Oladell.
Oladell? Effie Oladell? Maybe?
She's 11 years old. She's a native of Numbani. And
the
she's
map for
which is the map.
the South African or just African
I
map?
think it's just African.
Yeah, just
Just the African map?
I'm an African, I would know.
Yeah. South
Um,
African.
And she's a robotics and AI expert.
And she's 11 years old.
She's
Which means her
11
alt
years
is
old.
probably just a remote control car that explodes.
She's one of those
So-
child geniuses.
So
She
the
is.
interesting thing about this
Little
is,
Symmetra.
if she is the actual hero, I don't see that working. Because, like,
Yeah.
Bethesda games do not have killing children in it. The reason is the ESRB would go
Isn't-
nuts.
Isn't Diva 16?
Yes.
Diva is 19.
She's 19.
Oh, that
She
changed.
joined
Okay.
the military when she was 16, I believe.
Yeah, she
Okay,
joined
yeah, I'm
Regis.
pretty sure it's illegal to kill kids in games.
Yeah,
it's
like
Illegal.
It's not illegal,
I
but
think it's just heavily frowned upon.
Yeah, that's
you're
more
going to
okay.
get the maximum rating.
They would not be
Oh.
able to keep their T for team ranking,
Yeah.
is the thing.
I think they're gonna find a way to. I was gonna say quote unquote kill her, and then I couldn't decide, so I like
Maybe the kid's like a hologram, or the kid's.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
so
gonna
I
say. I
think
think
that
they're
it's
gonna
more
find
of
a
a
way
hologram.
for her to be a character and just not kill her.
We have
So,
seen holograms in the game already, so
There was a previous theory,
a rumor,
a rumor,
A rumor theory.
that well, so
Aromatherapy.
there's the
a conspiracy.
yeah, the person who does the voiceover, the announcer for like Overwatch,
Like, you
so it's
know,
like
with-
now loading new body.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
actually an artificial intelligence.
Like it's a
And
robot
people-
lady.
And people suspected that that would actually be a hero, and there were signs in the code and stuff that indicated that it was actually a character. I don't
Well,
have the
that's-
name off the top of my head. It's possible that she designed the AI that is that character, and she'll in some way be connected to
Yeah.
that character, but you will actually play as an artificial intelligence.
Her
That
design
sounds
is
type
just so
robot
cute,
character.
though. I'm going to be real disappointed if we don't get
I like-
different skins for her because she's just so cute.
I like to think she's gonna be like a Lakitu, and she's just gonna be floating around controlling some dude.
that would be
And then when she dies, she
adorable.
just kind of like flies up and is like,
Because,
makes a new robot.
Really like that.
Yeah.
We sort of were talking about it earlier today, and we have a offensive character that's been added, Sombra. We have a support in Ana, and we believe that Doomfist will be a tank. So
Have
we
to be.
think that she's gonna, fall into the defense category.
Which is great because
Yeah.
like most of the defense characters are the best characters that aren't Bastion.
It's kind of cool seeing all the new characters be female, and like
Yeah.
in an industry where there's not that many of them.
No, I agree, and there was always, there was still more male characters on launch, so I think
Yeah.
it's nice that they're kind of
It's like
evening
evening it out.
Like
Yeah.
every single
then
character that's
Doomfist
being
is coming.
released is both a female and a POC, so that's
which
pretty
is
great.
excellent.
Yeah.
And they're like all like different types, different ages, different body types.
Mhm.
I say that twice.
I just want a
Yes.
female roadhog.
Oh, I want a female Roadhog so badly.
Me too.
She would be tits and nothing else.
Exactly.
She would be the lady from Borderlands.
That's what I
That
was
would
just
be-
about to say.
That would be cool, but
That would be
That would be
so
amazing.
cool.
With just as much inbreeding.
Yeah.
She needs to have the flower on her butt. That's a very important aspect
Why
of
isn't
her
there any
character.
incest characters, Blizzard? Get on your game.
I mean,
You're discluding
Junkrat,
us.
Yeah, Junkrat.
Junkrat could
I
be
can-
a scooter to Ellie's Ellie.
I can guarantee Junkrat doesn't have any sex with anything that isn't an explosive.
Anymore. No,
I can relate to that.
Shove a stick of dynamite up your ass.
Is that a line?
No. What?
Any other Overwatch business?
Oh, no, that's the most
I'm
of
pretty
it.
excited to play her. I hope that she is cool little floating around.
Yeah.
Little cutie.
That would be great.
Another thing that I just want to bring up that I think would be awesome would be if it was like a little sister Big Daddy type mechanic.
That would be
And she kind of
great.
sits on a big AI robot
Oh, I
shoulders.
love that.
Yeah,
that would be great.
like a
Except that would
Terraform.
still probably count as a death.
Is that-
Yeah, no, I know, that's...
Unless she like
Oh, like-
runs away, that's
oh,
her death animation.
It's
is
like,
to run
as
away.
it dies, it just like launches her upwards or something.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Just
Away.
floats away on some little balloons.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
Or like,
like-
maybe she has like a shield around her or something like that. Like
yeah, she
you
just,
can't kill her, and then when the robot
teleports away.
explodes, she goes away.
Yeah, she just runs. Bye.
I like to think that when like you die as her, she just kind of like goes like, "Oh fuck," and just runs straight to the spawn point and just makes a robot.
Yeah.
And the time it takes to run the spawn point is the time it takes to respawn.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
If you're spectating her after she dies, it's just her hammering together a robot.
Her and Torbjorn get along so well.
Oh,
Yeah.
They have a hammer high five.
And
Are we-
short.
Are we?
Yeah.
Do we know for a fact that she's going to be 11 when she's in the game, or could that just be concept art of her when she's younger?
We
We
do
don't
not
know
know that.
100%.
But the only image we have, she is a little bad.
Little bad.
Yeah. She's a little cute.
The
Digital homicide
next piece
did a digital suicide. Did I still
Yeah,
get a joke?
let's stick with that.
What was yours gonna be?
That's better.
No.
So this is something that me and Rowan are quite passionate about. Digital Homicide has put up a lawsuit against Jim Sterling, who's a YouTuber.
Jimothy.
He's also
Jimmy
Games Critic
Sterling.
has his own site.
Mm-hmm.
Cool dude.
He's a very cool
I'm
dude.
gonna fuck him one day.
Exactly.
I'd watch.
No.
His name is.
His name's
Jim
James
Sterling.
Stanton.
Oh,
but
oh.
it's-
No, he doesn't go by James.
He doesn't
Stanton
go by
anymore.
James
We know
Stanton
too much
anymore.
about this man.
Yeah, we do.
Jimothy Sterling.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
So, the abridged version of the story is that Digital Homicide brought out a game called Slaughtering Grounds. It was shit.
They were pigs.
And Jim Sterling made a video calling them out on how it was shit. He stated some very true facts, which are that a lot of the things included were assets. There was things like there was a
Like
US
bullet
Post
assets.
box. Yeah, bullet
And there's like
assets.
blood textures that were ripped from Google Images badly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like
It's-
just in general being
Yeah.
shady and gross.
And nothing fit together in the same universe. Like
Oh,
it
it
all
looks
clashed.
horrible.
There was like, hey, these are the cheapest assets. Let's shove them all together.
There was
Okay.
Oh, but I need a fence asset. I'll buy this
Um,
one.
There was a US Post box directly next to an English phone booth. Like, if that doesn't prove it, then nothing else does.
No,
The
it's
thing that got me
aesthetic.
about this is they don't seem to understand that it's possible for an indie studio to make a good game. Whenever they're confronted about the games being bad, they're just like, we never claimed to be a AAA studio. It's like,
No one was saying that
no,
ever.
I've played indie games better than amazing AAA games.
Exactly.
AAA games. It's like,
Yeah,
look,
no,
they
I
shit
agree.
and they can't admit that shit.
I love my triple games.
So,
Oh baby, it's a triple game.
so they got angry at Jim Sterling. There was a
Oh,
big,
very angry.
there was a big feud between them because
Yeah,
he,
DMC ate his video.
They
Yeah,
fucked
DMX?
with his income.
they fucked with his income. They took down his videos,
Oh,
claiming
no,
that
not
it
his
was
income.
their footage.
No, that video
there's-
would have been.
He switched to Patreon after that.
He pretty much the way Jim Sterling's thing is the
Is
only
that him?
Jim Sterling what?
Is that him that has Patreon now?
Yes.
Yeah, no, he had Patreon for a while.
Oh,
But,
okay.
he
but I
pretty
thought
much-
he doesn't AdSense it. This is obvious.
He doesn't AdSense.
Yeah, I know. I was in the middle of like making it. Anyway,
Oh,
He doesn't
you paused,
AdSense
sorry.
his Jimquisition videos, which is his main series, but
Okay.
everything else has ads.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how it worked.
Yeah, that's what I tried to explain.
so what happened was they weren't happy with the fact that he was critiquing their game. And
They're horrible games.
They're horrible games. So they filed a DMCA claim, which is just basically, we're taking down the video. You're not allowed to have your video up anymore because you infringed us.
How dare you have a negative opinion of me?
Exactly. He appealed it. He got it back up. Everything was fine. Then a feud ensued between them. They had interviews together. They made a video mocking him. He made a video mocking them mocking him. It was a big thing.
Classic YouTube drama.
Yeah. He continued to cover their games because he has a series where he specifically covers the bad games that come out on Greenlight, and they just so happen to be his games.
And they brought out
Digital Homicide's games. So they brought out another game. They even brought out games under the alias of a different studio. He shit on that, and they're like, "You knew it was us. That's why you shit on it." No, it was just a bad game.
This sounds like a shitty Saturday morning cartoon villain.
It's so bad.
He actually, like, the way he threatens Jim Sterling with, like, threats of DDoSing and, threats of doxing and stuff.
I'll get you next time.
Yeah, he's like a poor.
He even did like a Joker "We are the same" speech to him.
Oh my god.
We are not so different, you and I.
So what happened is that they're like, you know what, we've had enough of this, and they went to sue Jim Sterling for libel, slander, and assault. Those were the three things that he was being sued for.
Verbal assault?
I do not believe that they have ever met.
They claimed that he sicked his fans onto them, despite the fact that he never actually said that. The thing that they cited was him making a joke, like in the opening ramble, where he's like, "Oh, you just caught me when I was in the middle of amassing an army of tiny insects to destroy
He was just
the city."
making like a Frankenstein goof.
The way that he does these videos is it's comedy.
No, he's like doing a character that's an exaggeration of himself.
Yeah.
Also, can I just add, I think they were suing him for $15 million.
10 million.
10 million, which is more money than he'll ever earn in his life.
Yeah.
Yes. And for libel and slander for the money lost for the games, because apparently these games would have sold like crazy if
they would have made $10 million.
Yeah.
Jim Sterling, by criticizing them, made them bad games. They wouldn't get bad games before he said they were.
It's so basically what happened is Digital Homicide has taken this to court. This has been a long and drawn out court case that actually has like a lot of really interesting stuff, because there's a lot of like proceedings and stuff around fair use of what can be done about that. They took it to court. It finally got its court date. They went in there. The judge threw it out.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, come on, no! Like, this is clearly within fair use. This is ridiculous."
You just know they're still scheming something.
Even though
they're gonna break into his house and be like, "This is my Patreon,"
and literally insult him, but then sue him for assaulting them.
Yeah.
So, what happens from here, we don't know, but it's just been thrown out. So they were very confident they were going to win as well.
They're not smart.
They're not smart.
So what happens when you sue someone who doesn't have $10 million for $10 million?
They have to forfeit all their assets, and they go bankrupt, and they are continually paying you for the rest of their life.
They wanted to take his YouTube account.
Probably.
This was definitely even though it was a big shit situation, it was an important court case that had to happen eventually.
Yes.
Because from now on, people will think twice when trying to sue YouTube for something.
It set a bit of a precedent.
And even this, it's really good this one's thrown out immediately, which means if another one goes, it would make it harder for another one like this to go to court.
Exactly.
And they'll keep getting thrown out.
I just would like to just leave a little message to any potential asset flippers out there. Your game. Look.
Make a game,
don't
fuck.
Asset flip.
Yeah, so...
Just don't. Don't put it on Steam. Go ahead and asset flip if you're just making a game to learn how to make a game. But, just pay someone
don't give them
to
real
make
advice.
Original assets for you. If you're going to pay someone, just pay someone to, go on Fiverr. Just sponsor.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, asset flip is a term that Jim Sterling did coin, which is somebody that they go on to, say, for example, the Unity store. They just buy stock assets and they do not change them at all, because stock assets, in a way, they're good. That's what they're there for, but they're meant to be built upon.
And they are a great learning tool if you want to learn how to model something, for instance, and see good topography for it.
Mm.
Great
But-
way to do it.
They're to be built upon. Like, if you're just a programmer and you're making a game, you like
For
don't just
education
put
purposes.
don't just put your programming on top of it and some assets. Actually, change the assets.
Also, if you're a programmer, you can't, even if you download every asset you need, you're not going to be able to make a big game.
Make
dummy.
some art friends. Just do it.
Well, you're stumbling across your words.
Also,
You accidentally said dat
but-
butt.
If somebody critiques your game, okay? If somebody critiques your game and you think, oh, it would have been wildly successful if they had not have given me this negative critique.
Then you're fooling yourself.
You're just so wrong. Games that are critiqued but still good and have controversy behind them, for instance, Hotline Miami 2, do very, very well.
Just like the
If they're a
interview
good game.
starring James Franco and Seth Man.
Yeah.
Seth, man.
But if it's not a good game, it's not going to do very well, is it, friend?
Make your own game, you Sylvanian whore.
So,
What?
just one last thing for people that don't realize how ridiculous this lawsuit is. A part of the lawsuit is that they wanted Jim Sterling to apologize in the place of every offending article and video for the period of 5 years. They wanted him to not just apologize in the place of every time he would make a video or article about them for the period of 5 years.
I just really don't understand if they're kidding. Like, how...
they're not.
No, they're deadly
But how is there a
serious.
human like that thinks like
There's
that?
two humans
is-
like that.
There's
It's
two
a
humans, they're brothers. The Romaine brothers.
Oh, I
problem
bet
is
their
that-
parents were related too.
That would be liable.
Yeah, they can sue you for slander now.
This is like, I've spoken about this before. People really need to learn how to take critique. It's just, if you're going to work in a creative industry, you need to learn how to take critique. And just throw yourself out there so people can scream at you and call you just horrible.
What nutty boys. At least they've done
Yeah.
no real harm.
Well, they took 2 weeks
If
of
anything,
income
they are.
away from Jim Sterling.
Well, 2 weeks of, like, a big
And
partisan.
also, he had to get a lawyer, and like that's
He had
to pay.
he's been like stressed out and fighting
Also, yeah,
all these legal
he's not-
proceedings for a while.
Yeah,
It was
emotionally, yeah.
not a good year for him.
I'll reword this. At least they aren't doing any more harm.
We
No.
hope.
He has taken one for the team, and he fully realizes that.
Yeah, no,
And
he's
he
like...
knows it needed to be done.
Exactly. It's like something... There are like law cases in the past where people are like, oh, the Henson and Benkelston's case, that was a tricky one, and now Hensel's and Benkelston's cases are fine now. I'm not making any sense, but the point that I'm making is people
well-
can refer back to this and be
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this already happened. I'm not going to try to get $10 million off a YouTuber.
Something similar, kind of related to this is PewDiePie. I'm not going to go into that sort of news, but I will be interested to see how it does affect the gaming side of YouTube with a big media corporation going up against a single YouTuber, because I have heard rumours that they are going to court for slander. So it will be interesting to see.
I did not know that was...
What?
Wait, who's suing
I have-
PewDiePie?
Yeah, he doesn't have any...
PewDiePie suing.
Oh,
Who
that
is
makes
he-
more
yeah.
sense.
Who is he suing?
He would be suing YouTube, I guess.
Not
You would-
YouTube.
Maker?
Oh, wait, no, wouldn't it be the Wall Street Journal?
Maker or Disney?
Oh, Wall Street
No,
Journal
no,
would
no,
make
it
more
will be
sense.
one of the
Oh,
media.
Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, it
oh.
would be the Wall Street Journal.
Oh yeah, he has
Yeah.
a case.
No.
Oh yeah.
He 100% has a case.
No, yeah.
I think it would just be interesting to see.
He should
that.
give the
Outcome.
money to Kotaku.
What?
A real journalist.
Well, to be fair, at the moment I'm like, they're a bit better than Polygon, who's jumping on this bandwagon pretty fucking hard.
Are they jumping on the
Okay.
PewDiePie bandwagon?
Oh, since the start, like
Good.
oof.
Good.
That's
At
a
least we
shame.
can know what type of people they are.
I
Like,
miss
you just
the-
go on the front page and you see PewDiePie. That's the type of journalist website this is.
We very specifically didn't want to cover this subject, so we're
Well,
going to
that's
move
why I
on.
tried to just glance over it.
I miss the old Polygon, you know?
I miss the old
watermelons look like
PewDiePie.
butts.
Don't. Okay.
Sipping canapes.
No, don't. You don't sip canapes. You sip bubbly water.
What the fuck is canapes?
Canapes!
Little finger food.
Yeah.
Hors d'oeuvres?
Have
Yeah,
you,
like-
Canapes.
have you never been
fancier.
eating
They're
canapes
fancier
and sipping
than hors
bubbly
d'oeuvres.
water while discussing the politics of the Philippines?
Hors d'oeuvres has like 8 silent letters and an apostrophe. How is that less fancy than canapes?
Canapes.
Canapes.
You don't want to know how many words hors d'oeuvres has so many secret letters.
3, I
Canapes
think.
has so many secret letters. There's
It
like
does?
a Q in it. I'm kidding, there is not.
Okay, yeah.
So
Quite sad news.
yeah, we have some
A double dose of sad news, actually.
double dose of sad news.
No,
Two members of the gaming community have actually died in big
passed
public
away,
ways
yeah.
recently.
Oh,
What?
right.
In the past 2
Uh,
weeks? It's been 2 weeks?
no, in the past week.
In the past week.
So what happened was B7, which is a Smash tournament.
Yeah.
One of the competitors actually had a heart attack in the middle of, like, obviously due to the stress and everything. I don't believe that they were actually on stage playing at the time. But they
Did he have a condition at all?
No, it was they simply said a stress-induced heart attack, adrenaline-induced heart attack.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a medical student there that performed CPR. So here's the thing about this. Sorry, I should have prefaced this by saying we don't 100% know if he died. They didn't release his records or anything. We don't 100% know that he died. We know that CPR was performed and he was taken to the hospital, but for his own, we don't even know who the person is.
Yeah,
Oh.
their name's not been released.
Mm.
It's pretty safe to assume that they were dead on arrival, but
We
We
don't
don't
know
know.
100%. Like,
All we
it's
know
only
is
from
that-
people looking on.
that they would not have been pronounced dead at the tournament.
Yeah.
So, Leffen, the guy who came second in the tournament, actually donated all of his prize money to heart disease
Oh.
charities.
That's really wonderful.
That-
I just
Yeah.
got like an uncountable amount of goosebumpies.
Yeah,
That's
and
so
it's-
sweet.
It's so sweet,
Oh, that's
especially
like a
since
large
from
amount
what
of
I've
money and
from what I've read, he's kind of like the bad guy in the community. You know, the
Really?
kind
The
of
bad
people
boy.
that like
Wait.
yeah, they play it up as being kind of like I'm kind of the dick kind of
Wait,
thing.
Leffen or the guy who?
Leffen,
Leffen.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and him doing that, people were like, "Oh, you're a nice guy."
Or
Yeah.
at least decent.
Another thing that has happened, this person did die.
We have a
So his name is Brian. He goes by Poshy Brid. It's Poshy Bird, but the I is in
Oh,
the
okay.
other place.
yeah.
He actually
BRID.
he actually died midstream. So basically, his on February 19th, he was filming World of Tanks. He's playing World of Tanks for a 24-hour live stream for the Make a Wish Foundation.
Yeah, which
An hour 22, he stepped out to go and get a cigarette and didn't come back. And everyone was like, "Oh, he's just going to sleep. He's given up on it." One of his friends messaged him on Discord and was like, "Hey, dude, you doing all right?" The person that responded on Discord was actually a
EMT.
detective with the police,
Oh my god.
who was looking into what happened. So we don't know what has happened. Like, we don't know what happened to him, but just that he unexpectedly died. And it's like 100% legit. Like, his channel is turned into a memorial channel, so you can go onto it and like say your respects and stuff to him on his channel. There's it's like been in the news 100%. It's
so if there's
don't
a
know what's
detective, do we know?
tragic.
And especially since he's a smoker. But I wonder if it was something more sinister than that. Did he go outside to smoke?
well, he stepped outside.
There would have been
to
a
smoke,
detective even
it's-
if it wasn't something sinister.
Yeah.
Really?
Obviously, all of this news is just what we have at the time of recording.
Exactly.
Obviously, more stuff will come out in the coming days.
This
So.
is
Yeah.
really
Yeah, this would have been recorded-
tragic.
Several days before being uploaded.
It's just really horrible.
Yeah,
Yes.
Not good.
It's quite sad, especially since like the really good thing that Leffen did, and the fact that he died during a charity live stream. Like,
Yeah, it's really great that so many streamers and YouTubers and such are really dedicating all the time to
There
charity
are
streams
lots
and
of
stuff.
charity live streams.
Yeah,
I know
it's
that
wonderful.
Markiplier does them a lot.
Yeah,
the Game Grumps do it a
Markiplier
lot.
is the first one that I ever saw. But
Yeah.
then again, he's also one of the first
Yeah.
Let's Players I ever saw. So, but it's just it's
Um,
a really great trend. But please look after yourself. If you're going to do a 24-hour stream, please stand up every
Every
hour
hour
or
or
so.
two.
yeah, speaking of
Stretch and just get a walk and
speaking of
drink water, for
charity,
God's sake.
a little touch on something in last week's news. I think the final amount for Humble's Freedom Bundle
Oh yes.
was about 6.4 million raised for
Wonderful.
just I think 3 different charities: Doctors Without Borders, ACLU, and the
The
refugee
civil
one.
rights one.
Civil rights. There we go.
Also, I think we need to clarify Freedom Bundle, they were supporting both sides. I think you made it sound like an anti-Trump bundle, but they were supporting both sides.
It's,
Oh,
they were?
The Humble Bundle is heavily. Humble is
Liberal.
Fully anti.
I just heard Total Biscuit be like, they supported both sides.
Oh, did
Biscuit's
they?
lying.
Like, from what I read in the article, it like, obviously this is coming from either Polygon or Kotaku. It was
Get some more sources!
look,
You can't tell him that he's the only one who gets sources.
You can
I get them, I don't write them down. Let's go ahead and do some quick fire Nintendo news.
Yep. So, you can now claim your ID for the Nintendo Switch for their online service. So this is ahead of it coming
So
out
get your
on March the
usernames.
3rd. Yeah, exactly. If you want a username, go to accounts.nintendo.com. Get yourself some usernames.
I already got it.
If anyone takes Dick Nut, I'm gonna sue them.
I already got a username. It's Dick Waffle.
Somebody will take that because so many people listen to our podcast that they're going to be like, oh, I'm
Anyway,
going to get that before rowing
Quick
can.
fire, though.
Somebody has managed to steal a Switch, and it was resold by somebody, and so somebody has it already.
Cool.
And they've uploaded an unboxing video on YouTube.
That's
Of
cool.
course they have.
Hell
I
yeah.
love that.
Apparently there's potential criminal charges for them. I don't know if they can find the person that has it, but...
Did the person wear gloves in the unboxing and stuff?
I
Have
don't
you
know.
seen it? Oh,
It's-
okay, we'll have to
I
watch it
wish.
after.
And the last little bit of news is that, you know how you can buy Dragon Quest and it comes in a bundle, it's Dragon Quest 1 and 2?
I don't know what
Switch?
Dragon Quest is, so
It's
yes.
just-
It's a Square Enix game.
Okay, there you go.
It's combined, you can buy it digitally, and combined it's 32 gigabytes, which is the size of
Ooh.
the memory on the Switch.
So you will definitely not be able to get it without added SD cards.
Yes.
Cartridges. Whatever.
Well, SD,
Yeah.
micro
That's
SD
just
cards.
great, though.
Yeah, it's something.
That's really... That's Dragon Quest's bad. Like,
You
what?
can tell that with a 32 gigabyte hard drive that they really want people to buy stuff on their virtual store,
Yeah.
such as ROMs.
They do support 2 terabyte micro SD cards, which do not exist yet. But when they do
But
exist, they will support it.
waiting.
And I think
I support the future of
technology.
technology.
Doesn't have 2 micro SD card slots as well.
I believe so.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
That-
Which,
yeah.
which means it'll still be expensive as heck to get enough memory on it,
But still,
but like
doable.
it's doable.
Say, heck, your mum listens to this.
Holy
Did I
heck.
say heck?
You said
You
heck.
said heck! Oh, I'm keeping it in.
Oh.
Totally keeping it in.
But that's how you go to heck.
Hey, Georgia, what you been playing this week?
Lots of tap tap fish.
Yeah, that's fair.
What about
Ark?
Ark?
Unexpected.
No, but yeah, also lots of Ark. Yeah, I recently joined back onto one of my old servers that I played on a long time ago, where I was in an alpha tribe. Now we're dead.
What?
The server is very different now.
Yeah.
It's just completely different people, and every time I log on, I'm destroyed and dead. My base is gone every single time.
Is it just because you're a low level or the
Yeah,
server
I'm not
is
a low
bullshit?
level. I'm not a low level. The thing is, the alpha tribe, they're really protective of their lands.
Right.
So if they find you, and it's how it typically works in Ark is there's a couple alpha tribes that sort of, they fight, they play with each other. But what has happened in this tribe is several alpha tribes have joined up, so now there's just one big alpha, so they have nothing to do. Because they're all at the top of the game, they're all at the end of the game. They have all the dinosaurs, they have all the cool bases that they want, they can do whatever. All they have left is PvP, but they're all working together, so they can only PvP the low level sort of people.
Georgia, we should play Ark together.
Come play on my server because
Make it like a Rogue One story where we take them down.
we should.
But we have the
Really,
element of surprise.
because I finally-
Rebellions are built on hope.
After 5 days of logging in and my entire last night's work being destroyed and I'm dead and I have to start again, I bested them. They could not find my last base. I got to the medal stage, which I'm hoping when I go home tonight, it will be okay.
When you die, is your level reset?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I am playing on this server, because I'm a very high level on this server.
You're gonna have to level me up. But
That's
I am
fine.
super okay
Yeah.
with
Come play.
just fighting the good
I have
fight.
a trike. I finally got a trike. I finally did a...
It's
I've
so
got a
fun.
dino.
Just tracks is so much fun in that game. You just
Yeah.
It took me way too long to find out you could farm berries with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I thought, because I even when I had a trike, I would still be farming berries by hand.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, it's really been interesting because I've never experienced just one big alpha tribe before, so it's really been fun. Although I think that a lot of other people are not finding it as fun as I am. It's just fun to play a sort of cat and mouse game where they are looking for me. They see that I'm on the server and they're looking for me and they're antagonizing me in the global chat.
It's amazing.
It is. It's great. It's so fun. But yeah, what about you, Micah? What have you been playing?
Fallout the 4th. It's... I've said before, and I believe it was on the podcast, that a lot of people don't like that game. They're like, it's not a Fallout game, it's friggin' bullshit, your character can speak. But I recently just stumbled across a modding video and I was like, ooh, I modded the fuck out of Skyrim until my laptop actually, nearly set on fire. So let's give this a shot now that my computer can handle it. So I modded a lot of Fallout 4.
How was it?
There are a lot of visual mods, that just don't look good. It's very strange. There are a lot of different mods. Unsurprisingly, there are a lot of sex mods. So many.
Ooh,
Any of them good?
No.
I haven't downloaded any
Has
of them.
the what's the word? The animated prostitution guy made mod for Fallout 4 yet?
I don't know what guy you're talking about, but I definitely know you know what guy you're talking about. All I know is that the modding community is definitely very interesting. They definitely care about each other and they want you to get their mods, and it's a really cool thing. But I just found that specifically with Fallout 4, and we will talk about modding in the future, but they just, and Bethesda in general has started doing this thing where they are taking, in terms of modding, one step forward, two steps back, because they're like, alright, modding on consoles, but the PS4 doesn't get many mods because Xbox gives us more money, and then in PC, you can't do shit.
That's not really why PS4s don't get that many mods.
Definitely.
No, it's
100%.
It's specifically Sony being like
10,000 million %.
It's specifically Sony being.
I researched.
It's specifically Sony being like, we don't want most of the mods because Sony has the stupidest policies.
Yeah, ocean tax.
My last endeavor into Fallout 4, I modded the shit out of it, mainly with memes. I loaded it, played for about 5 minutes, just turned it off.
Yeah, I'm a boring modder.
Yeah.
I get visual mods and then maybe one or two weapon mods to be
I
like,
wish
hey, what's
I
this
had
like?
just done that.
I'm an even more boring mod. I get 2 mods that change the game slightly, usually.
Yeah, there are some really cool mods for Fallout 4 though. A lot of people have stepped it up. There are big old houses. There are some really nice mansions and stuff. It's definitely a cool community, but
I'm really interested in
it's fucked up my game.
buildable mods. But
Yeah.
I actually had an experience because I played Fallout 4 on Ryan's copy, and he ruined a very important moment in Fallout 4 for me. So
What?
it's not that bad of a spoiler, but when you get that Deathclaw egg,
That's what? That's a side quest, right?
yeah.
That's the side quest that is the Crucible.
Yeah,
The
yeah. So yeah, I was having some fun time doing that, and I handed back that egg. And then out comes the Deathclaw.
Yeah, that happens.
And how was it modded, Ryan?
It wasn't Macho Man.
Macho Man made
It was fucking Macho Man.
And I nearly turned off my game because I was so afraid at what was coming out
That is so.
at me.
I specifically didn't really like that quest just because it's so scary and there's a lot of creepy noises and then it's just a Deathclaw. But the fact that it was Macho Man Randy Savage Deathclaw, so good. That's great.
He ruined it.
I also had a mod that made it so instead of barking, dog meat says Arnold Schwarzenegger quotes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing in Bethesda games is that the stupid mods are really stupid. And they're the Macho Man Dragon was a huge thing in Skyrim.
Yeah.
I think I've talked about it before, but my favorite Skyrim mod is
The gold
Bellathorka.
Oh.
It just changes Bellathor into a hawker. And
Oh my god.
it's like, I'll sell my sister in a second. It's a hooker. It's really funny. But, yeah, Fallout 4 is, I haven't gotten any of the DLC. I want to get the DLC the second I have money.
You should. Yeah.
I got the season pass when it was $20.
Oh, I knew I need to do that.
But then they're like, oh no, it's $30.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely very interesting that that Bethesda is they're good bad. They aren't all bad yet. They aren't doing the
Oh,
Still no
Todd.
good and bad.
yeah, they aren't doing the Nintendos or the Valves. You know, they're being a little shady, but in like the DLC season pass mods kind of way. Which
Todd is trying his hardest.
I know,
Yeah,
but the most
like-
shady thing they're doing is only giving review copies a day before the game comes out.
yeah.
For games that are meant to have
Days
Many
and
hours.
days.
days and days of content.
I believe I have, out of the four of us, I have the most hours in Fallout 4. I know I have more than you. How many do you guys have?
300-ish.
Okay, Ryan has the most.
I've got
That
100
would be
and
combined
something.
with me though.
Yeah, some of it's with hers, but it's still...
Okay. Yeah. I
I
just
would
love
say
that
It
game.
would be probably fair to halve that for you and me, because I spent so much time building, and I got pretty
Didn't
far.
I, like, give it to you on your computer, though?
No,
You played
I
it with yours?
specifically played it on your computer because it came out before I had a working one.
That is one thing I wanted to touch on with Fallout 4. I got about 120 or 30 hours. I have a lot of offline time, so I don't really
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
But I have like a lot of hours in it. I barely scrape the surface with the building and the settlements.
Oh,
like I don't
went
think
ham on that. It's
I
my
just didn't give
favourite
a
thing.
shit. Like I think in Sanctuary I have a building that is just like emptiness bottom floor, and then the second floor is just a shitload of ottomans, and
I went-
that's it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, like I just don't care.
I'm gonna rant about Fallout 4. At
I
least
was building-
launch date Fallout 4.
Yeah.
I spent so much time making sure every person had a house, a bed, and everything.
Same. Yeah.
But there was a bug, which meant even if you had more than enough beds,
They
people will
just-
still be sleepy all the time. Which
Yeah.
means you can't get 100% happiness
Oh.
because people are sleepy all the time.
All I know
Yeah.
is that at the castle, because like when you play Bethesda games like I do, where you kind of don't really pay attention to the quests after a little bit, and you just walk around killing things. In Fallout 4, that meant I found a lot of power armor skeletons.
Oh,
And
same,
I did this thing where I would just find power armor skeletons and then just like in the middle of a place just run out with it, just like not fight anything. I would like do saving missions, and I would all put them down in the castle, and then fucking they were all set up so nicely, and they were like, I spent so much time with the finicky ass like placement controls trying to like set them up all in a nice line, and the next time I'm at the castle everyone's in shitty power armor skeletons. I'm like, where'd you get this from? Walk over to my hangar and it's just empty, and everyone has power armor. I'm like, hey, fuck off, mate! Like, why can't I make it like, don't touch my shit? That would be good.
I put all my power armor in a building in Sanctuary, and
Yeah.
nobody touched them.
In Sanctuary, I specifically put the least amount of effort. Like, I put down a slab with 10 beds.
I put in the
God.
most.
And
my
then that's
Sanctuary
where-
is
I
a
like
nice
built-
little-
And
I
then I
was
slapped
building
down four
structures in
chairs in
Sanctuary.
the middle for Mama Murphy,
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
in a bitch-ass chair,
I
jetting
was,
her
yeah,
tits off.
I'm really into like just building it from scratch. I really liked leveling out the little extra
I
lots. and
really
build
like
it from
doing that
scratch.
in everything, but Fallout 4 is just, I don't like first-person placement things. And I didn't find myself, like, I didn't find an incentive to care about my settlers,
I
mainly because
love
they just
them.
bitched. I was like, fuck off, I don't give a
I love them. I love
cock.
them. I specifically built, I think a total of 4 houses from scratch on my island. What's it called? Something Island.
Pussy Island.
Yeah, Pussy Island.
It's like Hope Island.
Yeah, it's the island. It's
That's
a
good.
big old settlement that is just an island. It's an entire settlement.
Wow.
That one. You specifically haven't got it. Last time we spoke.
I don't remember that existing
Yeah,
ever.
yeah, you haven't
Micah's
found
Where
it
you
yet.
get the
who
luck
forgets
bobblehead.
convenient conversations a lot.
You get the luck
Oh,
bobblehead
yeah, that-
there,
I don't know
Micah.
which one you're talking about, bud.
You get the luck bobblehead there.
Oh, I don't give a shit about the bubble
Oh,
But they're so good.
but yeah, no,
But
I
they're
really,
just not fun to find.
I love building stuff in Fallout 4. I just wish there was more like, I really wanted string party lights like they had that came out for Christmas, and I just wanted that.
Yeah.
And I just like just patch in more stuff, please.
Yeah, I didn't care about the settlements.
I don't
think
have to mod it, please do.
I think Libertalia would have been a cool settlement. Everyone goes there. It's the one with like it's just pretty much on top of the water, and there's a ship at the end with a bunch of building.
It's really cool.
It's cool.
Yeah,
Libertalia is a good board game.
I believe you.
It's about price, I think.
Pirates.
Like emulators. And then other than Fallout, I think the only thing I played before that, like I said last week, was just Depth. The only new developments on that are that it's kind of like it's horrifying when you're playing alone with good graphics, but when I played on my laptop so I could use my microphone with other people, it had shit graphics and I was talking to other people, so I wasn't scared. I definitely screamed. You guys know that I screamed, but not as much as when I'm alone.
I think we've all played it since last week.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a really, really good game.
Good.
really
We
fun.
even
It's still really
convinced
fun.
some more people to buy Depth, and they loved it too.
I don't think I've ever had someone say no when I've asked them, "Do you want to play Depth?"
Yeah.
I've gotten a few hell yeahs.
Yeah.
Mostly from me.
Yeah, I think every single one of mine has been a hell yeah.
No, yeah, it's solid and great.
Yeah.
It's a good game. I stand by the 6 nugs.
What about you, Roman? What have you been playing?
So I've been playing this beautiful game that pretty much everyone loves, universally loved, pretty much. Tell you, 2 matches of Heroes of the Storm.
On.
So I was for the first time.
Ew.
So I hadn't played in a while.
Stop talking!
So I hadn't played in a while, and I was like, "What's a character I haven't tried yet that I own?" Tracer. Tracer is so much fun playing that game.
Just play Overwatch.
You know what? You know what else Trace is fun to play as in
Heroes of the Storm.
I have been playing some Overwatch.
Guillermo del Toro's of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm.
Okay, what
Overwatch
is
is
your
a pretty-
point about Heroes of the Storm?
Is there a fun story from it?
No,
It's
because
not
nothing
a
fun
story-based
happens.
game.
No, is there a
Nothing-
fun playing story you have from
Nothing
it?
fun happens
No,
in
but I wanna
Heroes
talk
of the
about it
Storm.
still. No, I'm talking about Heroes of the Storm.
Let him actually talk.
No.
We are.
I will.
I don't want it anymore.
Good.
Good.
Ryan.
No, so okay, no one here cares about it, so I'm just going to talk alone for a bit. The way they did Tracer is really cool in that game because they did a really good job of making Tracer feel like she plays the way in Heroes of the Storm as she plays in Overwatch. Shut up. She's one of the few characters that can still move while attacking, and her blink works really well in Heroes of the Storm to get away from other people who are way better than you, which is everyone that I'm playing. And it's fun here to play. Also, that game sucks to go back to after you've not played for a while.
Just sucks in general.
I was waiting for that.
So,
I'm specifically not responding so that hopefully this segment's real boring and it gets cut.
oh, good. No, so what
Don't worry, I'll cut it.
Oh, good. No, so what happens is every now and then I get the Dota 2 itches. When I'm just like, I need to play me some Dota. Go make some ditches. Then I'm like, wait, I want to relearn how to play the game. What's a game like Dota with 0 game mechanics? Heroes of the Storm.
How do you defend that game and then say it has 0 game mechanics?
It's lack of game mechanics adds to it. Also, I like the characters. And you don't have to
Just
think much while
playing
playing it.
Overwatch.
No, Overwatch is different.
Yeah.
Because you only play Widowmaker.
And I love only playing Widowmaker. Oh, if they released Widowmaker...
Good at Widowmaker.
I really...
He genuinely thinks he is though, so he's insulted.
I get... Well, so you said think and that hurts.
He's better than...
You specifically told me I'm good at Widowmaker.
He's better than me
I don't know.
at Widowmaker. He gets to play the game as Widow, which never happens ever.
I've not seen that.
Yeah,
I go...
He
No,
got
that
2.
was my card.
So, Ryan, what did you play?
I would play 15 games of Heroes of the Storm to get that Genji skin if they introduced Junkrat into it.
Oh, can I rant about that for a second?
Yeah.
Did you get the Genji skin?
You have to play 15 games of Heroes of the Storm to get the Genji skin. You have to play 15 games with a friend.
None of us are gonna play that with you.
No, I'll do it. I'll play with you.
15 games?
Yeah, I'll play 15 games, because then I'll get the skin as well, right?
Actually, I think I only need to play 15 games. I'm not sure if you have to win 15 games.
If it's win, I'm not doing it, but
Yeah.
I'll play 15 games.
I've considered it, and the fact that it's with a friend means that we could just fuck about, but...
Yeah,
That's
just watch
15
me
hours.
destroy every single game that we're in.
Like, that's 15 hours in a game.
It's not.
It's not if you purposely lose the matches.
Oh!
It'll take.
Yeah.
Wait,
like,
does it work with private matches too?
Speed run it.
Because we could
It's-
just fuck up private matches, do it 10 minutes.
No, I
if-
doubt it's private matches.
if you want to do it quickly, just play bot matches, matches with 5 real people against 5 AI
5-year-old
on
people.
easy.
Right.
It'll be like 15-minute, 5-minute, like 5 to 10-minute matches at most.
Will they give you the skin?
I might do this then.
I think it counts, but we'll have to look it up.
I might
Yeah.
do that then.
Also, it's really fun to play against AI because you just destroy.
Yeah.
I need to play more AI games. I'm gonna play with the Storm and go home.
They-
Actually, yeah, we should play AI. Ryan, what did you play? Now that my feelings are hurt, and now that I nearly walked out twice.
But hey,
I'm nearly walked out
I'll
twice.
help you get the Genji skin, and it sounds like Micah might as well. A solid maybe.
My hard
Solid
drive's
maybe
nearly
is
full.
all I ever get.
What about you, Ryan?
This week, I'm playing some Fantasy Life, but who cares about that?
Everybody.
And it's still...
Fantasy Life's actually pretty good.
Yeah, still don't have
I thought you
it.
didn't like it last time.
It's grown on me. It's
He literally spends yesterday specifically. He spent about 8 hours playing Fantasy Life. Just so you guys know.
Last I
It's-
checked in, you ironically liked it.
it's a
He
good game
loves it.
to do other stuff while you're
He-
playing.
Loves this game.
How, like, on a scale from, like, RuneScape to Pokemon, how little attention does it require?
Pokemon.
It's Pokemon?
Definitely at the
Ah,
Pokemon.
Pokemon,
yeah,
the
it's-
most
it's-
attentive game in the
No,
world.
it's
I would
wouldn't
even
think
say
it'd be
you
more
would-
than Pokemon.
I would-
Pokemon
yeah.
doesn't require that much.
I
Yeah,
would
I
say
know.
you would have
Yeah, no,
more
it's-
attention than Pokemon because it has live combat, not turn-based.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does have live combat, but it's also like, unless you're fighting something really difficult, you don't even really have to pay that much attention in combat.
If you don't initiate the combat, your followers will not kill it for you.
Yeah, they will.
Really? You have to
They-
click.
they will
You
if
have
you-
to draw your sword.
Yeah, if you got your weapon out, they'll just kill everything.
Yeah, but if you don't have it out and if you're idling, it puts it away.
Yeah.
So
No, I know, but you can still just mash the A button. Anyway, that's not the best game that I've been playing this week.
I mean it
because-
is, but
Because I played the first mission of the Dishonored DLC because I never got around to it, and I
Which
got
one?
Knife of Dunmore.
Okay.
So I did the first mission of that, and then I was gonna get around to playing the rest of it because I got Dishonored 2 for Christmas. I was like, screw it, I don't want to get around to the DLC. I'll just go and I'll play Dishonored 2. So I start up Dishonored 2, I play the first mission, and in the first mission, immediately, there is a name that's mentioned, like the entire story is based around this one character that is mentioned by name in the DLC for Dishonored 1. And she, like, fucking comes in and just shit happens. I'm not going to spoil it, don't worry, but shit happens, and I'm like, God damn it, now I have to go back to the DLC because I want to know more about this character before I jump into Dishonored 2.
he's a really big lore guy.
Yeah.
And I love the story, and she seems like a really interesting character.
Yeah.
And she is. I finished Knife of Dunmore last night, and I'm going to get on to Brigmore Witches and then finish playing Dishonored 2. But, oh man, it's... Dishonored 2, from the first mission that I played, like... Dishonored 1, I would consider a near-perfect game.
Yeah.
Dishonored 2 is better in almost every way.
Oh!
And that, like, I honestly, like, the mechanics, the game, when the game first came out, it had performance issues. Those have all been fixed.
Yeah, I was
did
gonna
not
ask
have
about
a
that.
single bit of problem with that. It's all been patched.
How's
That
the
means I'll
combat?
find Dishonored 2 quite fun.
So
you
I
really play
don't
Dishonored
know...
for the combat.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I know, but I always found Dishonored 1's combat a little.
I was
Little
doing
janky.
I was doing stealth, so I don't know. But it's the stealth mechanics are so much better. If
Yeah.
you leave a door open, they'll go, "Who left this door open?" and walk over and close it.
I always
you
close
will-
doors in every game.
If somebody
would
walks
For
never
no
know.
reason, yeah.
They did a little bit in Dishonored 1, but this will happen every time. If they notice that a guard is supposed to be on patrol in an area and he's not, they'll be like, someone's supposed to be on patrol.
That's gonna
So
fuck me
it's
up.
kind of just
It
harder
is-
then.
So
Yeah.
here's the thing. I am terrible at stealth games.
Me too.
And yes, this does make it harder, but the AI is very good.
That's
just
I
impressive.
love that so much. You can finally... It's got so much more stuff that facilitates a non-lethal method.
Mm.
Like, you can... even in the DLCs, they added, like, mines that are concussion mines rather than just killing people mines.
Right.
They've got stuff in the new one, like you can do a drop takedown that knocks someone out instead of killing them, because you could only kill them from a dropping takedown.
Yeah.
So far, like, obviously I don't know much about later in the game, but from the first mission, I am honestly willing to say that it's better than Dishonored 1 in
And
every
they
way.
have a cool
Yeah.
chart to show your
Yes.
progress
So
towards
yeah,
lethal
so
and non-lethal sort of
it's-
playthroughs.
yeah, so it's still got the checklist of like how you did and all of that, but it's also got a chart that plots out a graph that plots out how you've done. So that's got like the top of it's stealth, the bottom of it is not stealth, to the left is
And you'll sort of be
lethal, to
somewhere
the
in
right
between,
is
so-
non-lethal.
Right.
It's
like,
not
lots of-
necessarily, yeah, it's not necessarily either you did it stealth or you did it non-stealth. It's sort of like you can be in the middle, but you're
Bit
kind of
wibbly-wobbly.
more stealthily.
Yeah.
So
And
like
then I
kind of
think
like in
in-
every character creator when you're like making
Yeah.
skinny or muscly or big
exactly.
boy.
So
Ooh.
it's, yeah,
Like
it's
a
got a
whole
grid that's
slider.
divided into 4 parts. And
It's a
That's
graph,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see whether at the end you get this big one like, hey, look at this, you are stealth. That's your result.
You are sniper.
You are sniper.
That's really cool. I think I probably like Dishonored the least out of everyone. Not because
I
I
love
dislike it. It's a great game. Just for me, one thing. I don't like being rewarded for non-lethal because although that makes sense, it's just so satisfying to just kill everyone. Like, that's one thing about Hitman that I could never get into. Like, you just go in and you get your target, that's it. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna kill everyone, boy, it's fun. But, I think
Okay.
that, yeah, it's more fun to do that.
I
But,
have so much fun Hitman trying to just kill the target.
I love Dishonored. I always described it as a gritty, Ghibli movie.
yeah, I think that Dishonored, the main thing I liked about it was, and probably one of the best parts about it, were just the really creative mechanics and the many
Yeah.
different ways to do many different things.
I liked the story. I thought the world
The
was
stealth was
also
also good.
very nice. The world building in it.
There's one thing that I want to point out, and for anybody that doesn't know, this isn't a spoiler, but the canon ending to Dishonored 1 is the lethal route.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
So Corvo went through slaughtering everyone.
Oh, so,
that is
Em-
the canon
full
ending.
so
slaughter.
Emily's gonna be fucked in Dishonored 2.
Oh, just you wait.
Yes and no.
Just you wait.
Yeah, there's.
I mean,
there's
why do you think she
like,
wants to kill people?
the plot
Well, I mean,
is.
She doesn't necessarily because
We
you
can't
can
really say much about
Yeah.
spoiling it.
It's the plot is nearly centered around this point.
Yeah.
From what I know so far, it's like
At the
it's-
beginning, at least.
Yeah, it's a very big point in the game that they make it very clear that Corvo went around killing everyone.
Oh, okay.
Also, Corvo has voice acting.
Try bigger. Charlie's Theron.
His gruff and gravelly, just the way I like it.
Yeah.
Did you say Charlize Theron out of nowhere?
What are you
Does
talking
she
about?
actually do anything in this game?
Mad Max Fury Road? Roman, shut up. I think that, I don't know. When I first played this, I don't remember the ending or really any of the story from Dishonored, so I wasn't that invested in the story. I don't know if it didn't get me invested, or I don't know if I personally just didn't give a heck.
I loved the Golden Cat.
Oh, the Golden Cat's so good.
I love that brothel aesthetic.
I think I've jacked
so-
off to the
Oh!
Oh my god.
First of all, you've told me.
Why
Second
are you
of
trying
all,
to ruin my life?
the Golden Cow was probably the best part of the game for me. Either that or trying to get into the last part, how it's real hard. That's fun for me. But I noticed that in the first game, the non-lethal was kind of pretty easy because you're just stuck up on concussion arrows or whatever they were.
Really?
Just,
I did not find all these that easy because you had to emphasize hiding bodies.
Yeah,
because there are cupboards.
my first
Oh, yeah.
playthrough, I did a lethal run. Then my second one recently, well, kind of at the end of last year, I tried to do a non-lethal and like super sneaky one. and ooh, it was hard.
Yeah, I guess another thing with Dishonored 1 is that I also wasn't really that motivated to do a second playthrough. Like when I first got the game, I pirated it, I finished it, and I bought the game not too long ago, and I played the tutorial, and then I was like, I'm gonna go play some Skyrim.
I think I finished Dishonored 3 times, maybe 3.5. 3 and a bit. I love that game so much. It's one of my favorites ever.
It's great.
I mean, I've finished Bioshock Infinite like 5 times, so like I understand replayability.
Yeah.
Does Bioshock Infinite specifically not have much replayability?
Not for most people.
Yeah.
Has this come to a natural close, or does anybody want to bring anything else up?
The moral of the story: play Heroes of the Storm, please.
Morrowind.
Oh, just do it as his favourite player. Play Ark. Don't let the Alpha Tribe stand on you. Just rebel.
Don't tread on me.
But yeah, so...
No steppy, please.
Steppy, please!
What's with the outro?
Just to remind everybody, next week we'll be playing a Game Fort game, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. The Wind Waker.
A Game Fort game, Wiener Zelda!
Just to remind everybody, next week our Game Fort game will be The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. If you have any comments that you would like to make about this week's topic or anything else we've spoken about on the podcast, we would love to hear what you have to say. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Nuggcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes, like us on SoundCloud, leave a comment, please. Give it a heart.
We don't get money unless you leave comments.
That's not true. We don't get money.
Money at all.
This is a hobby.
We might start getting money if you motherfuckers actually listened.
Subscribe to us on YouTube. Goodbye.
Don't even the thing that Rowan said.